So we were playing basketball with a bunch of people, and this one man kept making his shots. So I asked my adopted dad, how come this guy is so good? And he said, well, he's the master. Can you see even his shirt says the master? So I'm like, oh man, this guy must be truly good. And later on I found that there's actually a school. He's not actually the master in basketball. There's a school named the Masters College. Well, I was born into a Buddhist family, into a non-Christian family, where obviously the Lord's name is not upheld. My mom couldn't take care of us, so she packed up and left, and I was on the streets for almost 2 years, eating mostly birds, but occasionally snakes and pretty much whatever I can find that is moving and edible. There are times where I couldn't find any of those things that moves and edible, so I end up eating through the trash cans, digging through trash cans, whatever I can get my hands on. Really, the biggest thing that transitioned me from not knowing Christ at all to knowing Him was when I moved into an orphanage by the name of Asian Hope. They did devotion the very first night I got there was on Genesis 1:1. When Genesis 1:1 was read, it was like my whole world turned upside down. When was I saved on the dot of history? That I cannot tell you, but I know that Christ come to earth, live a perfect life, was killed, buried, rose again on the third day, and He will come again to judge. And I remember crying out to Him to come into my life. The Word of God is just so driven here, and I think that is the key to a life of transformation. Impacted by so many of the faculty here. To name my top one is Dr. Wong. He's just a man of prayer. One of my first classes was with him, and the class is like 55 minutes, and he pray for 10-15 minutes of the class, but somehow we get through the class with all the material that needed to be covered. And I just remember after the first week, I was just so impacted by that. I went to him and I asked him, Dr. Wong, can you be someone who disciple me, someone who watches over me while I'm here? And he said yes, and thus began our discipleship, our relationship. And through that, I think it's one of the biggest things that helped me grow. Well, I'm looking forward to leading a team back to Cambodia. Actually, the trip has been confirmed, so I'm hoping to begin to recruit next year as my senior year. Take a team back, so immediately have something to work with. But for the long term, I want to work with the church in ministry, church planting or Bible translation or translating books or write. I definitely want to invest in other men so that they would be ready to take the place for the church.